Yo, what's up, Facebook? Welcome to the first ever episode of TitletownTV presents Sports Talk with KC, hosted by your boy KaRon, KC Caddell. Each and every Wednesday night, just like the old show at 8 o'clock, 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Each and every Wednesday night, like I just said. I'm glad to be back with you guys. As you can see, I've gone through a whole new rebranding. Got the brand new logo. Shout out to the guy who made it for me. Definitely gonna be shopping with him again. Uh, Tonight we're gonna get into some sports, of course. Starting out, you know, I can't start off my show without saying congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for winning the World Series. They defeated the Astros 7-0 last night in Houston to win the World Series 4-2. This is their first World Series since since 1995. Man, I was 3 years old, man. Like, that was a very long time ago. I'm currently 29, and to thinking back to 1995 and to where I was and where the world was, we have came so far. The Braves have came so far as an organization. Um, they're winners now. For the longest, we thought, uh, they're gonna be Atlanta's gonna be the worst city ever in pro sports for choking. They had some games where they had it won, or even their college teams, man. Georgia Bulldogs in 2018 lost to Bama in overtime. With the famous Tua Tagovailoa pass to Devontae Smith, who eventually won the Heisman this past season. They beat them 26 to 23 in 2018 on second and 26 dime to Devontae Smith. The Atlanta Falcons gave up 28-3 lead going into halftime in the Super Bowl 51 to the Patriots. Tom Brady, all he do was win, so was not surprised by that at all. Yeah, man, the Atlanta championship curse is broken now. Definitely hope to see them win more in the future, more championships in the future. I guess you can say, me being Tuscaloosa, that's kind of the team that I kind of go for. I mean, also I got the Yankees as well, but just like everybody else, it's been the closest team to us. It's probably the team that we all go for. It pitched a shutout, man, 7-0, which is not an easy job. Ace pitcher Matt Fry had 6 Ks with the 4.1 ERA. 6 strikeouts, man. Unbelievable game by the boy, man. He didn't do it alone. They had relief pitcher Tyler Mazik. He had 4 Ks as well. Had 4 Ks go along with Fried's Fried 6 with the 1.6169 ERA. He definitely closed out the game strong for the team. It was looking a little shaky, man. We thought the curse was back on them. The game before that, they actually ended up losing 9-5 back in Atlanta. We was all hoping that they would win the whole thing in Atlanta, but I guess a win's a win. They won 7-0, like I stated. In Houston, another great World Series. Oh, like I got a. Oh, what do I think about the Henry situation? I'm guessing you're talking about Derrick Henry. Henry Ruggs. I'm praying for the boy, man. I'm very upset that I'm sad. I wouldn't say upset. I'm more sad than anything that someone was killed in the accident, but also another young man, another black man like myself, career is thrown away. But you know, most importantly, the life that was lost is the most important thing. I know his mistakes was definitely, he was definitely wrong for getting behind the wheel, being impaired, being drunk or whatever, and driving that fast. I heard he had a passenger with him, his girlfriend KaRon. I'm not sure what the situation was at night, whether she was drunk as well. But if she wasn't, she should have drove the car. Or they could just got an Uber. I know Uber might be a little more expensive in Las Vegas than here in town, but a guy making the money he is, there's no excuse as to why you didn't call an Uber. He is looking at a lot of time. I think it's like 20 years in prison for DUI, and then another 6 for reckless driving, because he was driving 156 miles per hour in a Corvette at that. I mean, ironically enough, him being as fast as he is and driving that fast car like that, like they say, speed kills. All jokes aside, like, it's kind of ironic, but at the same time, it's just like, man, it hurts to see another man go through that. I'm actually gonna get into more of that later. Another Atlanta, as I was saying about the Atlanta Hawks curse, the Atlanta sports curse. Last year, the Atlanta Hawks lost to the Bucks in the East Conference Finals. After starting the series off with a W, and then eventually losing the East Conference Final 4-2 to the eventual champions, the Bucks. Yeah, man. Giannis and the rest of those guys were a little too much for Trae Young and the rest of them boys in Atlanta. Hopefully, this sparks more success upon the other sports teams in Atlanta. The Falcons, the Hawks, you name it. Their soccer team they have now. Like, I'm happy for to see Atlanta. Let's see. Oh yeah, back to the Ruggs situation, man. His bond is $150,000, which is some people say it's too low, but I mean the judge made his call. I'm sure he probably has gotten released by now. That's not very much money to a guy who's in the NFL making millions, but I definitely would like to see justice served on the end of far as the family getting justice, and because innocent life was lost. 23-year-old girl. Definitely a sad situation. I'm grateful for my life, and I've been in situations where I've rode with a drunk driver before. I've been in wrecks myself, and I can only imagine how my family would feel if I was to lose my life to anybody or just in general. Some more Atlanta Falcons news. Atlanta Falcon receiver and former Bama receiver KaRon is actually taking a mental health leave from the team, focused on getting his mental back right. All prayers to him. I know how it is to be depressed and not feeling like yourself. So prayers up to him. I hope he comes back soon, better than ever. Yes, I am a fantasy owner. I do own. He's one of my fantasy players, so of course I'm rooting for him as an athlete, but also as a person. I care for him as a person. I don't know him personally, but I don't want one go through mental health issues. But hopefully he gets back and he's fine. Who I think gonna win the playoffs this year? Who do I think gonna win the playoffs this year? Of course, me being a Bama fan, I'm going to say Bama. They're me personally the best team in the nation. But honestly, if Bama doesn't win it, I definitely see Georgia winning it. Their defense is shut out, man. They Got some great defensive players on that side of the ball. De'Aaron, what's his name? De'Aaron Kendrick, Jordan Davis, big defensive tackle, nose tackle down there, potential first round pick. And this year's draft, I definitely see those guys. Yeah, honestly, just those two. I have been impressed with the other teams that are in the top four. Cincinnati might be a little more overrated. We'll see once they play more competition, but as of right now, I'm not a believer. I do that their quarterback, they might be the best quarterback in this draft. Desmond Rattler. Michigan State. I watch very much Michigan State football, but I do see they're undefeated, and do give them a shot with them being in the Big Ten. Playing, teams like Ohio State, Michigan, of course, like that. You can hop on right now, Tim. Like literally right now. Like I will definitely send you the link right now, bro. Like you can hop on right this second. If you're not busy, I'm sending you the inbox. It's inboxing you right now, bro. I just sent you the link. Just when you hop on, work. I'll be waiting on you. In the meantime, apparently we have my boy Tim Miller getting ready to hop on the show whenever he gets ready. More than glad to have him on. Let's get into some more sports news. Derrick Henry is out with a Jones fracture in his foot right now. He's out for the next 6 to 10 weeks, possibly longer. The Titans are hoping that he will be back for the playoffs. I wish him a speedy recovery. Of course, me being a fantasy owner, like I mentioned about, really, I'm definitely hoping he comes back and help my team out. But more importantly, it's his health. Damn, I lost my whole thought. Yeah, man, they have a solid team up there in Nashville, Tennessee, and they got Julio Jones and AJ Brown, guys like that. Ryan Tannehill, balling as ever, man. I hate to see them go down. They were one of the top teams. I definitely have them in my top 5-10 in the power rankings. Without him, of course, they're gonna drop. They did sign legendary running back Adrian Peterson to replace him. Guys who are similar style, similar build, 6 foot plus, 230 plus pounds, fast as a deer, like perfect replacement. I know he's probably not as explosive as he once was, 5-10 years ago or whatever like that, but he's definitely probably still got some good power and athleticism to hold it down in the backfield for Tennessee. I'm glad to see he's back in the league on the team. Had spent the last couple of seasons with the Washington football team and the Detroit Lions. After a short stint in New Orleans, Vikings great running back has ran for 2,000 yards just like Derrick Henry has in the league. Speaking of which, Derrick Henry was actually on pace to crack 2,000 yards again. He was leading rushing. I think he was over 800 yards rushing, and then another 600 yards after contact. Like that's unbelievable stat. Like for him to be leading rushing twice. Like he's literally first and second in rushing right now. Sad to see him go down. The NFL trade deadline was yesterday. We had a few trades happening in the league. They weren't super splashy. I think like the biggest one might have been like Von Miller to the Rams. former Broncos outside linebacker Von Miller. He got traded to the Rams for I think maybe a third round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Just adds on to the defense. Just adds to that defense that's already got Aaron Donald already got Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, guys like that. That defense is shut out and looking like a Super Bowl type of defense. Defense win championships. So if Rams can ride that defense to the Super Bowl, kind of like they did a few years ago against the Patriots. Definitely will be a lot of excitement over there in Los Angeles. Speaking of the Rams, they also released Deshaun Jackson, a LA guy. I'm very surprised by that. I know he wasn't happy with the team and requested to be traded, and they couldn't get a deal done. But I was very surprised by that. Him being an LA kid, I was different room for him. Well, he's not a kid no more. He's been in the league 10 plus years now. But I definitely wanted to see him in the Rams uniform for the rest of the season. But yeah, man, another trade to replace him. I got some trades that I want to talk about. Got 7 trades I wanted to see happen before the deadline. I know the NFL was a little crazy about super splashy trades. Not too many happen every year. We all get excited this time of year about who could go where, who's not happy there, here and there. And so a lot of times we will get excited and to see what happens, and it never happens. Kind of like a few years ago with the NBA, we had a chance to get Chris Paul and Kobe together, and it never happened. Of course, we got excited about that, but the NFL was a little different. They teams don't move too much. A lot of teams ask for too much for certain players, which is understandable. They want to get the right compensation for these great players that they're trading away. But here are 7 trades I wanted to see before the trade deadline. First off, the Browns send Odell Beckham Jr. to the Saints. Why I wanted to see the trade? Of course, he's an LSU kid, LSU guy. Louisiana native. He's still has showed flashes of being that great player he once was in New York for the Giants. And to see him go to the Saints, that the need receivers at the moment, who quarterbacks went out with an ACL injury. Prayers up to Jameis Winston. Hope he makes a speedy recovery. Hopefully we get to see him again next year. Bama kid from Hueytown. Prayers up to you, J-Bo. But back to Odell. Would love to see him in a Saints uniform. Of course, he wouldn't be wear his famous number 13 because that receiver Michael Thomas. Speaking of which, he's also out. So they definitely would need a guy like Odell Beckham to come in and fill that role for Michael Thomas and help out Taysom Hill at quarterback. They, of course, they still got Alvin Kamara, so they have other players there to push toward the playoff, and the defense is getting better each and every week. They got Marshawn Lattimore. They also have Cameron Jordan still there, DeMario Davis, Malcolm Jenkins, longtime Saints and Eagles safety, has came back to the team, has played pretty well as well. Oh yeah, man, Odell Beckham Jr. would definitely be a great fit for the Saints. Number 2, Dolphins cornerback Xavier Howard to the Cardinals. The Cardinals have a pretty balanced team on all levels, from the offensive line improving. They got 5 receivers that can beat you. AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, of course, Rondell. Crap, I can't remember the name at the moment. Rondell Moore, Christian Kirk. Of course, they got a backfield with the NFL touchdown leader, James Conner, who has 8 touchdowns in 8 games. Glad to see him doing well. Former cancer survivor. Has played well this season. Looks great looks great for the Cardinals. Give them kind of a balance. Kyler Murray looking like an MVP. They also have Chase Edmonds, who's him and James Conner 1-2 punch gives the Cardinals a balanced offense, and they just acquired Zach Ertz, man. I know that was like way before the trade deadline a couple weeks ago or whatever, but I definitely was happy about that. They definitely need a tight end. But on the defense side of the ball, Xavier Howard would definitely be a great guy to replace Patrick Peterson, who he lost in the offseason to the Vikings. Their defense is still getting better. The boy Trey Murphy is balling out in their secondary. Isaiah Simmons is playing like the first round top 10 pick that he was. Chandler Jones is having another stellar season. I was sad to see my boy JJ Watt go down, man. One of my favorite players ever to play in the NFL. Former Texas defensive end. I'm a Texan fan personally, and to see him go down makes me sad. But yeah, man, Xavier Howard to the Cardinals, it was an unbelievable fit, man. One of the better corners in the game. Once out of Miami, we'll see what transpires going forward, whether he gets released or whatever. And next season, possibly leave, whatever happens. The Broncos, instead of sending Von Miller to the Rams and continue to hold up that defense, how about send him to the Cowboys, man? I think I asked him, like, the Cowboys don't really need them. They're best turnover team in the league right now. But actually, they do. They just had Jabril Cox, former LSU linebacker, go down. LSU linebacker go down. And so right now, it looks like Micah Parsons will be playing a lot more of his role than his outside linebacker edge rusher role that he's been playing recently. Definitely Von Miller to the Cowboys. Keep Micah Parsons in his current role. Have Von Miller and DeMarcus Lawrence coming off the edge, along with Randy Gregory, and with that boy Trayvon Diggs coming up on the corner, leading the league in interceptions. That defense will be stellar. Trade number 4. The Texans send wide receiver Brandon Cooks to the Rams. Now that, and this is in my scenario, Von Miller doesn't go to the Rams, they have a little money to spend. Now that they just lost Deshaun Jackson, they trade for Brandon Cooks. He played there a couple of seasons ago. Knows the offense very well, so he'll fit right in with those other receivers in Los Angeles. They already have Cooper Kupp, who's leading the league in I think receiving yards and receptions. I gotta fact check myself. Also, the boy Robert Woods, who we all thought was going to be their number 1 receiver going into the season. He's still there. And then Brandon Cooks. He would perfect placement for Deshaun Jackson. Deep ball threat, can catch in slants, post, whatever you send him on. Great receiver, former Biletnikoff Award winner in college at Oregon State. Just all around great receiver, man. Has bounced around the league, not because of his play, but because other team needed him and his trade value was so great. Paid for the Patriots, has currently plays for the Texans, got drafted by the Saints, once played for the Rams. So great receiver. We'll go to see him in Los Angeles. Trade number 5. The Eagles send Andre Dillard to the Ravens. The Ravens have a lot of current offensive tackle injuries right now, and I would love to see them replace them with someone that's growing and improving each and every season, and looks like it's starting to look like the first round pick that he once was. The Eagles are going in the opposite direction. They aren't playing too well, and it looks like a rebuild job. I hate to see Jalen Hurts' team struggle the way he is, where they are, because a lot of the blame is being placed on Jalen currently. So I would like to see that team move toward the future and continue to build around Jalen Hurts, but they have to, gather draft picks to do all this. Get better players in the building to do all this. It's gonna be a while. Him and Devontae Smith are definitely, the Bama boys that we all root for. But at the same time, it's a process. No team gets better overnight. So definitely can see a win-win situation for the Eagles and for the Ravens. Back to the Ravens though. They are looking like playoff contenders. They got Lamar Jackson having another great season, despite the injuries they've had at receiver and at running back, and now offensive line with Ronnie Staley going out a few weeks ago, and their Week 7 injury to Villanueva, a guy who they picked up over the offseason, former Steelers left tackle. Let's get into our sixth trade. The Giants send tight end Evan Ingram to the Packers. The Packers have an unquestioned hole at second receiver. I know Evan Ingram isn't a receiver, but he's definitely a receiving tight end. Has played some receiver in I wouldn't say really play receiver in college and in the pros now, but he's lined up out wide a lot of times in that Giants offense, and it's been very productive. I can definitely see him fitting into that Packers tight end, as the Packers starting tight end with Ryan Tanya being injured for the season, replacing him, and also giving Devontae Adams a running mate to get a little more pressure off of him. They need to be more diverse, not just spamming the ball to Devontae Adams. It just makes it all together. I know Aaron Rodgers is now, we're going to talk about it later, but he's out with COVID right now. Prayers up to him. But whenever he gets back, Evan Ingram would have been a great piece to come home to, so to speak. Last and final trade. This trade was a little more difficult to make because the Chiefs need so much other things than just another running back. They have talent at running back. They have, talent at receiver. The offensive line has been up and down all season. They've shuffled the offensive line completely since the Super Bowl. The defense just got some help with Melvin Ingram being traded from the Steelers. But they have other pieces, but they needed to work on. But definitely coach running back Marlon Mack to the Chiefs. Him and Clyde Edwards-Helaire would definitely be a great 1-2 punch for Pat Mahomes and the rest of the offense to get them going. I definitely can see them continue to add to their offense in the offseason, but with the trade deadline be over, that's really the only option. Maybe they can get a great draft pick or whatever like that, but I don't think running back position is exactly a need right now. But Marlon Mack would definitely be a great fit in Kansas City. Like I just mentioned, Aaron Rodgers out with COVID. This situation is very sticky. Apparently, he lied about getting vaccinated, and even with him being vaccinated or not, he still can possibly catch COVID. I'm praying for him. I hope he makes it through. COVID is not something you play with. I've had it twice myself. Lost my grandmother to it. I had some other family members lose their mom and grandmother to it. Prayers up to them as we lay rest Gloria Smith tomorrow. Back to Aaron Rodgers though. Yeah, man. The NFL are looking into his vaccination situation, whether he's vaccinated or not, whether he lied about it or not. But yeah, man. Jordan Love will make his first career start for the Packers. He's supposed to be the guy to replace Aaron Rodgers eventually. Anyway, this is Aaron Rodgers' last year with the team. Anyway, so you get to see what he got a little earlier than we expected. Maybe he is good as he was. It was advertised coming out of college, out of Utah State. So, we're definitely looking forward to seeing him, and hopefully he plays well. Me personally, I was against him being drafted by the Packers. I wanted them to see them go in a different direction, maybe draft a receiver. There were plenty of receivers on the board a couple of years ago. That receiving draft was loaded. But hey, man, I don't make the calls for the Packers. I definitely would have drafted a receiver to help out Aaron Rodgers over there in Green Bay. Another COVID related news: Saquon Barkley is out with COVID. He is tested positive for COVID, and which scared the Giants a lot because he had been working out and, of course, being treated for his injuries. He had recently. I was hoping that he would have came back by now from his injuries, but hey, man, I'm just a fantasy owner, looking to win my league. But more importantly, him getting over COVID, whether the injury or not, COVID come first because it's a deadly disease, man. I don't want no one to lose their life from COVID. Yeah, man. That's all the NFL news I have for you today. Let's get into some NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers, my favorite squad, won near lost last night to the rebuilding Houston Rockets, 119 to 117, 2-point victory. Definitely came down to the wire. Had me nervous as heck. Did not want to see us lose to a young rebuilding team as they are. We have a lot of all-stars. Of course, they are older, much older now. And probably doesn't play as well as he used to. We have Russell Westbrook, who's in his 30s now. LeBron James, we all know his accomplishments and all he's done. Anthony Davis, nearly 30 now. Trevor Ariza in closer to 40. Who else? Wayne Ellington. We have some young guys like Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn, but those guys are still unproven, even with the few years under their belt in the league. Yeah, man, the Lakers, they were down 70-64 going into halftime, man, and I was like, dang, man, we do not look good right now. Having that 6-point lead, I know it's not a lot of points in basketball sense, it's only a couple possessions, but I'd much rather go into halftime leading a rebuilding team like that. Westbrook did have 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. He had 3 turnovers, which is better than he did a few games ago when he had those 10 turnovers. But you know, definitely not his fault. But we all can play better. They all can play better. And then again, the Rockets, they have some young pieces. Jalen Green dropped 24 and with 5 assists. Looking like the real deal, man. He's looking like the real first overall pick. Right now, Cade Cunningham is not playing great. Has not hit a 3 since entering in the league so far. I think he's shooting around like 23% right now. Isn't looking too well. Looks like the first round pick we thought he was going to be, the first overall pick we thought he was going to be. I'm not sure if it was the wrong team, bad fit or whatever like that. I had my questions, I had my doubts with him coming into the league, with them playing at Oklahoma State. They weren't the best team. Of course, he made them much better. But for him to go to Oklahoma State, and he was that guy. He's pretty much all they had. He got them to the NCAA tournament. But Jalen Green had that pro experience with him playing in the G League last year, and is using it to his advantage. I think he's averaging just over 20 points. Looking like the real deal. I'm sorry. He averaging just under 20 points with right at 15 points per game. Looking like a solid number 2 overall pick. They also have Kevin Porter Jr., who had 11 and 8 assists himself. 1-2 points that's going to be great for Houston next few years. Christian Wood had 26 points and 6 rebounds to go along with 3 assists. Big, versatile, big man. Is going to get a lot of attention around February-ish, close to the NBA trade deadline. A lot of people are going to want to poach him from the Rockets, with them being a rebuilding team. They might try to get him from them so they can add more draft picks and other players to add to that young core. Kenyon Martin Jr. Had 14 points. I know Melo should feel old. He played with his dad in Denver. Now he just played a game last night against his son, Kenyon Martin Jr. Like, that's crazy, man. But he balled out too. He had 14 points off the bench in 28 minutes. Played a lot of pivotal minutes for the Rockets last night and nearly beat the Lakers. But the Lakers closed it out. The boy LeBron had his normal 30 and 10. Anthony Davis had 27 points and 9 rebounds. Melo had 15 on the bench. Melo looked really good. I was very impressed by Melo. Another concern that I had as a Lakers fan was the shooting. We did not shoot well as a team last night, at all. Only shot 24% from 3 last night, 75% from the free throw line. We did shoot 53% from the field. But yeah, man, it's a little concerning. But we'll rebound, continue to stack up wins, the ones we're supposed to win. Let's see who we play next. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who beat us last week on last Wednesday, to be exact, by 8. It's a tough loss. Another rebuilding team, very young team. I think their team average for age is like 20, like not even drinking age. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, man. Hopefully we can continue to get better throughout the season. Chris Paul last night broke Steve Nash assist record, and now is 3rd all time in assists. Congratulations to CP3 on being 3rd all time in assists. Has had a great career. I was really hoping he would won his first NBA championship last season. against the Bucks. Him and Devin Booker have a great backcourt together in Phoenix. They have a great. They're not as good as they were last year as of right now. Devin Booker isn't playing the way he once did last year. Not sure whether it's the defense doubling him a lot more, paying more attention to him. They're currently sitting at let me look at their record. They're currently sitting at 6-4, which is a solid record. To start the season. Sorry, they're 3-3 right now to start the season. Currently 8th in the West. So very surprising for a team that was just in the NBA Finals. But yeah, man, congratulations to CP3. He's one of the greatest point guards of all time. I'm actually about to give you guys my top 5 point guards of all time. Here in a second. But yeah, man, Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards ever. One of my favorite players in general. Love his attitude. He's little known fact he's a great bowler. I watched a lot of pro bowling, and he hosts his own celebrity bowling tournament. So his hand-eye coordination is unbelievable, undeniable. But yeah, man, him is one of the best point guards. As I mentioned, one of the best point guards ever. He's considered the point guard. That's how highly they speak of him in the NBA. But here's my top 5 all-time point guards. I know I might get some scrutiny. I might be missing some guys off this list. But this is my list. I've been very biased on some of these players because they're one of my favorite players. Guys like play with on 2K. Also, just guys that for different reasons are higher on the list than some guys might be off. I know y'all guys don't see John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas and Steve Nash and guys like that. But this is my top 5. Of course, number 1 is maybe the greatest Laker of all time. I think it's Kobe, but some people say it's Magic. But yeah, man, the boy Magic Johnson at number 1, the greatest point guard of all time, 6'8", 220, 30 plus. Big body point guard. Can play all 5 positions. Can pass, can pass, could drive, dunk on you, whatever like that. Had a decent 3-pointer. Wasn't the greatest, of course. Great leader more than anything. He led the Lakers to a few championships in the 80s. Of course, his career was cut short due to HIV, but definitely one of the greatest Lakers of all time. Number 2, a guy I didn't see very much of because I wasn't live at the time he was playing, but from what I've seen, the highlights and the things I've heard, the way I've played with him on video games or whatever like that, Oscar Robertson. A lot of people compare Russell Westbrook to him because, of course, they both share them being the only guys to average a triple-double in the NBA for a season. But, yeah, man, one of those, early, 70s, 80s point guards who kind of made the bigger point guard a thing. Guys like Penny Hardaway and Russell Westbrook, guys like Magic Johnson, guys like that probably looked up to him and modeled the game around him. Them being taller point guards, could do it all. Score, rebounds, assists, play great defense. Him and Magic's running mate Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, have won a couple championships together in the 70s. Number 3, he just rose on the list. On my list, personal list. I do have him ahead of Steph Curry. I know Steph does have the championships to put him over CP3, but just from a skill standpoint of being a pure point guard, I give the edge to CP3. I love Steph to death. I think he's one of the biggest influences on the game with his 3-point shooting and making it more of a thing or more of a normal thing in the NBA. Isn't the biggest guy, wasn't the highly touted guy coming out of high school and in college, but definitely changed the game. A former MVP. But back to CP3 though. He is, like I said, considered the point guard. So with a name like that, you got to make the list. It's only right. I'm still holding out to see, the Banana Boat crew, him, Melo, and LeBron do it. I know the Lakers are old currently right now, but I just wanted to see it one day in life. I know those 3 guys will get older and meet some young pieces around to make that work. But I would still love to see that. But yeah, man, it's been a great career for CP3, man. For him to make that to the third all time and assist is a great accomplishment. Steph, greatest shooter of all time, of course. Unorthodox playing style. Shoot the ball very fast at any point. Can catch and shoot it, whatever. It doesn't matter where you give it to him. He can release it. Has one of the more orthodox layup styles with the little rainbow, but unblockable rainbow layup. Got some of the best handles ever. That's even with Kyrie's, the Allen Iversons, the CP3s, just all around great player. Number 5, he made the list because he's my favorite point guard of all time. Growing up, I wanted to be Jason Kidd. I wasn't the greatest basketball player. I'm not finna cap like I ever was, but the guys I looked up to as far as my playing days and little league and in middle school or whatever like that, I wanted to be Jason Kidd. This might be a little childish to reveal, but unlike in the old video games, I've always named myself the Kid because I wanted to be like Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying? He great baller. Play with him in all the games, NBA streets, 2K, NBA Live. I actually have his jersey in my room right now from when he played for the New Jersey Nets, not the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, man, number 5, boy Jason Kidd. He finally got on one in Dallas after losing those times to the early 2000s Lakers, Kobe and Shaq, the greatest duo of all time. But yeah, those are my top 5 point guards of all time. If you feel like I've left some guys off, comment right now, or whenever you want to. I will get back with y'all. We can discuss this or whatever like that. Let's move on to some more NBA news. The Miami Heat beat the Dallas Mavericks 125-110. They had 4 guys go over 22 points last night, which is crazy. They had Kyle Lowry, who had 22 points, 9 assists. Jimmy Butler, who had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Bam Adebayo, I think that's how you say his last name. 22 points, 13 rebounds, and off the bench, the boy Tyler Hero, superhero, 25 points. Went 3 for 6 from 3-point land. Of course, that's 50%, which is a great percentage to shoot from. They recovered. They had 46 points in the second quarter alone. That's almost 50 points per quarter. I mean, in one quarter. If they had nearly made 200 points, they did 46 every quarter. That's crazy, man. Miami are balling this season. I know the Mavs are having their problems with surrounding Luka Doncic. and he's playing great, but not as good. He went last night. He played. He had 33 points, 5 assists, but he only made 10 of his 24 shots. Only made 3 of his 9 threes. Was 10 from 12 from the free throw line, which is solid. But man, he needs some help over there in Dallas. He got a little help from Tim Hardaway Jr. He had 17 points. But I say he needs some help over there. He only made 4 of his 13 threes. Jalen Brunson, the point guard, had 25 points and 7 rebounds himself, which is a solid job. 10 for 13 from the field. Made both his threes. I mean, they got some players that can help, but Luka is definitely one of the better players, and I will hope to see them get better players to, one day win him a ring. Don't want to waste his youth, so to speak, in Dallas and not win anything. Oh crap. Pull my docs back up. Back to my notes. All right. Another surprisingly struggling team right now. Well, the defending champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're now 4-4 and currently sit at 10th in the Eastern Conference standings. They did beat the Pistons last night. Another one of those rebuilding teams that gonna need a couple years to be contenders, but them being 4-4 and struggling the way they have is very surprising. They lost opening night to the Dallas Mavericks in their ring ceremony. They beat the Brooklyn Nets a few days after that. But from that point on, it's been up and down all season. They after last night's win actually snapped a 3-game losing streak, which they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves 113-108. The San Antonio Spurs, another one of those rebuilding teams that surprisingly beat them 102-93. Utah Jazz, who are one of the top teams in the West, beat them 107-95. Last night they beat the Detroit Pistons, like I just discussed. Another great game for Giannis Antetokounmpo. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists for the big man. Pat Covington had 16 points off the bench. Robinson had 11 points. I guess they got some help from that bench. Nomara gave him 16. Bobby Portis gave him 12 and 8. I mean, they obviously have some pieces, but in a game like that, you can't really judge them on particularly just the game specifically because of who they played. But they've lost some games they should have won. They won some games they won some games they won. They should win, but also lost some games that they should have won. And so them being at 4-4, I mean, it's not time to panic because of course they're at 500, but them being currently 10th, and if they stay, up and down slope, or the teams around them are steadily getting better, they definitely have to make some moves later in the season, whether it's close to a trade line or more immediately. I know they lost PJ Tucker to the Miami Heat in the offseason, but it's definitely disappointing to see the defending champs play the way they have been right now, only at 4-4, 500 on the season. But yeah, man, we're closing in on an hour. I've had a great time talking to my boy Timothy Miller in the comments. I was hoping he'll hop on. I'm closing in on the end of the show. If he still want to hop on within the next 5 minutes, we can. We definitely can talk it up. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. This has been a great first episode. I'm glad to, bring y'all guys the best sports news as I possibly can. Definitely was nervous tonight, as y'all probably can notice when we saying 3,000 times, but I definitely will be back next week, continuing to do this. I love to do this. I would love to have more guests. Doesn't matter who it is. Y'all want to talk sports, have any questions for me, particularly about myself, my brand, Titletown TV, where we shine the spotlight on the true champions of the community. Sports Talk with KC. Definitely follow both of those pages on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram. Don't have a Snapchat for it yet, but you follow me at Suck My KLC. No, it's a little inappropriate, but definitely follow me on that. Follow me, like, and this video will be on YouTube. Hopefully soon. We'll be posting it on the Titletown TV YouTube page. So go like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Titletown TV, where we're bringing you the latest sports news as well as local news, business owners, community leaders. If you have a gift, a talent, a business, you're doing great things in the community, whether it's profitable or non-profitable, give us a call. My number is 205-393-2814. My boy Lamar Pullum. That's the Ant-Man of comedy. Lamar Pullum is another Titletown TV alum. Hit him up at 205-826-2595. To book your interviews, have us coming out to to your events, and we can record, talk it up about your business, get your business promoted out there. If you want to be on the sports show, and like I said, mentioned before, have any questions, like I said, for myself, for Lamar, any athletes I have on this show, any guests you want to appear on the show, tag them in the comments, comment their names wherever y'all want to see. I'm welcome. I'm looking forward to this journey, building this show from the ground up. This is my baby. I love to do this. Love to talk sports. But I also love to put my people on, man. Tuscaloosa is my city. I want to see them do great things, and in the community and outside the community, in other states and cities and stuff like that. And so, anybody you want to see appear on this on any of these shows, please contact them to tell them to contact me. This your boy KaRon Caddell, also known as KC. This has been Sports Talk with KC. Each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time and 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to like all the social media pages, Titletown TV, Sports Talk with KC, Comedian LP, Lamar Pullum's Facebook page, Twitter page, all his pages. Yeah, man. Continue to be great, beautiful people. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.